welcome to the grid. You're just thinking about winning a race.
It's going to be two Mercedes going wheel to wheel into turn one.
Brilliant wheel-to-wheel action, definitely game on.
Your finest moment in the race.
What a great race we've got in progress. Well, hello and welcome to the final day of testing in 2017. Welcome to hashtag Ask Crofty. We're here down at Red Bull because we're going to be talking to Daniel Ricciardo in a minute. We're going to be putting your questions to him. We want to be talking about the season to come. We want to be talking about Red Bull's winter testing and where they feel they might be come Melbourne in a fortnight's time. And we will do that in a moment, but we record this first part at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There's about an hour to go of testing, and news has just broken very recently in the paddock, and terribly sad news as well, of the death of John Surtees, the man who, it should be Sir John Surtees, quite frankly. Just yesterday, a fan stopped me in the paddock and said, why was John Surtees not made a Sir? Why has he not been given a knighthood yet? And I've absolutely no idea. So let's say Sir John Surtees, the only man to have won a world championship on 2 wheels and 4 wheels, an absolute icon of motorsports, and one of the nicest, most wonderful men that you could ever wish to share a little bit of time with. Hopefully we'll hear from Kimi Räikkönen in the show tonight as well, and Kimi and John Surtees spent a lot of time together at Goodwood a couple of years ago, and I'm sure Kimi will have a lot to say. But it's terribly sad news, and it's not the sort of news you really want to start a show with on a day where the sun is shining, where the cars are pounding round, where we're loving motorsport, but where I think it's time to stop and reflect on a man who gave so much and achieved so much as well, and will be remembered so fondly by everyone within Formula 1 and world motorsport. And I'm sure the man we're going to talk to now, because he's in his own little room in the Red Bull motorhome, Daniel Ricciardo. So let's go and put some questions to him. And here he is, Daniel Ricciardo. How are you this afternoon?
Hey, mate. You're right.
I'm okay. I'm a bit down though, to be honest. The news about John Surtees broke just a while ago, and I kind of feeling the sunshine. We shouldn't be getting too down and depressed today, but you kind of can't help it. He was a wonderful guy.
Yeah, I just heard as well actually. So, yeah, obviously sad. You know, I remember last time we spoke was on the grid in Monza. He was giving me a bit of, I'd say a bit of advice before the race. So, I mean, it's cool. Like, for me to have had that, like, you know, motorcycle and Formula 1 champion, it's not many people do that. Not many people at all. So, yeah, certainly condolences to the family, and but he leaves a strong legacy within our world.
Must be one of the great things about your job, your life, the fact that the likes of John Surtees will come up to you and you can talk on a level, you know, the Ferrari hero.
It's still surreal. Those moments are still surreal, absolutely. It's like, is this really happening? So, yeah. But they're cool. You don't forget those things, and you appreciate when those moments come around. Yeah, it's surreal, sure.
Really is. And here we are, we sat with the Aussie flag. So you've created a room of your own here. It's home from home.
It's in my way.
I can pull it down if you want, but someone will accuse me of being disrespectful.
No, it's all good. You're probably wondering why I'm in my suit.
That's what you always wear.
Today. But yeah, we just had like a lot of pre-season like photo shoots and all that, all the content for like F1. So I had to put my suit on.
This is why the beard is freshly trimmed today.
I didn't really, but does it look freshly trimmed?
It does look freshly trimmed, yeah.
The makeup artist wanted to start applying makeup. I was like, love, come on.
I'm an Aussie. I don't wear makeup. I'm not allowed to do that. I've got loads of questions from people for you.
Alrighty.
Where do we start? Zigzag. Let's start with Zigzag. So here we are, and you're home from home. And we'll have a look round in a minute. I mean, actually, we'll have a look round now. Hang on 2 seconds. Because the first thing I noticed was what you eat. I mean, what the heck is that?
Flaxseed. Should I stand or am I okay down here?
You can do whatever you want. It's your room.
So that's like a bit of our breakfast combination of. So the idea is like good fats, good protein, and what's the word? Like a low taste and slow releasing carbohydrates, I guess.
Yeah. You get that from a bag of chips, though, don't you?
Good sustainable energy. So that's like normally a breakfast will consist of something like that.
Seriously, what's wrong with a bacon sandwich?
Bacon sandwich is good.
Sunglasses? Because you need sunglasses if you're an F1 driver.
Come on, do they suit you?
I don't think they will. Hang on.
Are you cool enough to know what they are?
They're not Tom Fords, are they? No. What are they?
Dieter.
Dieter?
Yeah. You'll be the coolest cat around. Look at you.
Are they good?
You've gone up from a 3 to a 7. From a 3 to a 7.
I like that. I tell you what. I'll have the sunglasses, or I'll have the keys to the company car. Which one can I have?
The Aston or the glasses are probably just as expensive.
Yeah.
The Aston, yeah, it's pretty good.
The Aston is so good. You actually drive yourself to the circuit. I noticed
Sometimes. I also depends. Like if it's been a big day, I'll normally let my trainer drive. But if I'm kind of bored, I'll drive. I've sat back down. Do I sit? Do I stand?
No, you can hold the microphone as well. Because look, here is the shoey glass, ladies and gentlemen.
A fan gave that to me last week at the test, and I was like, it's a funny. It's like fat leg, small foot.
We actually had a question.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm
no,
not good with this microphone.
No. I reckon I can project enough. Are you planning any more shoey celebrations? And Joe Bramble, what does a shoey taste like after the race?
Am I planning another shoey? I haven't thought that far ahead, but I kind of have. If I win, it's likely. If I'm just on the podium, I'm not sure. But a win is pretty likely. What does it taste like? If you win, sweet, sweet nectar. It's beautiful.
Sweet nectar. I love it. Right, hang on. I've noticed something else as well in here, because I have had a snoop around before you got here.
I don't know what's here.
Right.
I'm
right. No, you do know what's here. Look at this.
Oh, I got given that as well.
No, shut up. You got given that.
From Canal Plus.
It's a Nico Rosberg DVD, ladies and gentlemen. Did you watch that last night?
The secret's out.
Did you watch that last night?
I haven't watched it yet. Sorry, Canal Plus.
Yeah.
Or Canal Plus.
We've no idea what. I don't speak French, so I've no idea what it's about.
Season summary, apparently.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's in French, but you appear on it quite a lot. So I was like, well, I wasn't good enough for the cover, was I?
Well, you are. Look, he's in front of Lewis, and you're just behind in third. Hey, see?
I know.
Are we planning a World Championship tilt this year?
Planning, yes.
Yeah.
That's about as far as we've got.
Because this is one of the questions we've had.
Right.
You know, Red Bull, do you, says Simon Pluzzi, have the car, and he's in Adelaide, and he wants to know this, to win the World Championship?
It's still too early to say. Look, we haven't quite been the fastest in testing yet, so I would say we're not the quickest as we stand here today. Can we be the quickest? I think we can. Will it be by Melbourne? To be seen. Probably not by Melbourne, but let's see.
Is that engine issues that are holding you back?
No, I think we're kind of balanced on both chassis and power unit for now. I think we can be a bit better in both, but I don't know. For me, I feel like it's there. Like you know, some laps I've done in testing, I'm like, yeah, okay, this car feels good. And then others, I'm like, we still got a bit of work to do. But so it is there. It's just trying to. I think we just got to understand it a bit better for now.
Okay. Testing says Zigzag. More exciting this year?
What's Zigzag? Oh, that's the name.
That's the name of the guy.
Oh, because I was like, what's this Zigzag thing?
What's his name? It's his Twitter
Sure.
handle.
All right.
This is quite cool. Was it more exciting, or did the novelty kind of wear off after the 150th lap that you did?
I was bored.
You got to hold it to you now.
Oh, sorry.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah, I'm a professional.
I was bored by pit exit.
No, you weren't.
I was just like, no, they're cool. They're fun. Like turn 3 was flat out on new tires, and that's quick. So I don't know in miles an hour, but we're doing like 260 through there in kilometers. So
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's quick enough. So no, it is fun. It's fast. So
it's about 160 miles an hour.
I'm sure too.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. No idea what that means. I just do the maths. Is your driving style suited to the new regs? Says Mark Holbert.
Mark Holbert, my driving style is suited to all regs, any regs, 5 days a week, 7 times a year.
5 days a week, 7 times a year. Do you mean 7 days a week, 5 times a year?
Don't know what I mean.
You mean your driving style can adapt?
I can adapt. I'm an adaptive person with an adaptive personality.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool. It's a lot of grip. I think the high-speed stuff suits me. I think it suits Max as well. I think we're both pretty spicy in high-speed corners. We both got well-developed genitalia.
I thought you were going to say neck there for a minute. That's once again, I'm glad this show's going out after the watershed. Secret Spy says, are the cars louder this year? Everybody wants to know. I didn't think they were.
I was going to ask you. It's hard in the car. We wear pretty good earplugs, so it's hard to really know. How are they sounding from the grandstands?
Well, they sound good, but they don't sound... I mean, you can have a conversation without earplugs in. I didn't think they sounded louder, but it's all about... To me, it's about pitch. It's not about noise, it's about the pitch.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I spoke to a few people, they said it was a little bit louder, but is that because they kind of want it to sound louder and they're convincing themselves?
I think here in the grandstand, it kind of echoes a bit anyway.
That it does.
That it does. Would you, says Taz44, rather have...
Taz44.
Taz44.
She's a Lewis fan, isn't she?
She might be a Lewis fan, but
Let's hear a question. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Max or Seb, who's the better teammate?
Ooh, Taz44. Wait, better as in faster?
No, the one you prefer to have.
Oh.
I mean, you notice I didn't say Danny Kvyat on that because he beat you. Yeah.
Let's say, I think Max has a lot of potential. I mean, but then again, Seb won 4 in a row. So, yes, he had a great car, absolutely, but he still had to get the job done. And Mark's no slouch. So, look, they're both very high caliber drivers. I'm going to be diplomatic and say that.
Okay, very diplomatic indeed. Is it true, says John Burkhart, that you started out racing with the Alpha Club in Western Australia?
That's a great question.
Did you race Alphas in Western Australia?
I didn't race Alphas, but I know my dad has an Alpha, and we probably went on like an Alpha run one day when we were younger. It could hold a little bit of weight in that. Did I race Alphas? I don't think I did, no.
Okay. So he said he just wanted to know, was it true or not? Okay. Just as, who's better, Woody or Buzz Lightyear? That's easy.
Woody or Buzz Lightyear? I'm going to say Woody.
See, I'd have gone for Buzz.
Yeah, because you look like Buzz.
Yeah, well, even without the spacesuit. Shut it. It's infinity and beyond, you see?
Ah.
Or was that the sponsor a few years ago? I don't know. Neil Perry, do you like the new Metallica record?
I haven't heard it.
Do you want to hear it?
Sorry, Neil.
See, look, it's his room. He's got his speaker right here. Daniel Ricciardo travels the world with his own speaker and plays his own brand of music.
Well, that's actually not
this
mine.
See, this is your music. See? It's like dad dancing, ladies and gentlemen.
We need some nachos.
You... Nachos? This is Spanish flea. I don't need nachos for Spanish flea. Shall I put the new Metallica record on there? Yeah?
Slightly commercial for me, Neil Perry.
This is better, isn't it? This is better.
That's a bit better.
Yeah? This is the new Metallica record. Hardwired to self-destruct, and I really like it. This is Lars just giving it a big style on the drums, yeah?
Any Ace Ventura fan
What's
out there knows what I'm doing.
Oh, I love it. Right, I'll turn it down a bit. See, then he just picks up the beat.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Are you still into your metal?
Yes, I am. I am.
I saw you on stage at Parkway Drive. I was impressed.
Yeah, I've probably, it's kind of stabilized. I haven't discovered new metal lately. I've kind of discovered new other genres. But yes, I'm still listening to the hardcore stuff every now and then, like at least a few days a week.
Excellent. Check out the new Highly Suspect album, Boy Who Died Wolf. It's very, very good. What's the secret, says Shiva, of your pearly white teeth?
The secret?
Yeah. Brushing twice a day?
Brush twice a day. Don't brush too hard, kids. And the thing that people forget a lot, you got to brush every one of your teeth, all of them.
All 93 that
Hey,
Daniel actually
gotta
has.
do it. But if you brush too hard, I believe it gets rid of the what's the
Plaque?
stuff on your teeth, the plaque maybe, or the
Well, the
yeah.
plaque is what you're trying to get rid of.
No, then there's the other stuff.
The good stuff.
Oh, I just had it in my head.
Of course, it's in your mouth.
Enamel. That's the one. Yes.
Oh, we're covering some
So
stuff
if you
today.
brush too hard, it screws that up. So you're just gonna be gentle. Just be nice on your teeth and brush every single one of them.
Love it. 2 more questions. What would win a fight? 30 cats or a bear?
A bear? Cats are pathetic. Seriously. Sorry for the cat lovers, but I mean they're not affectionate. I just don't understand cats as a pet, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, they can be nice, but cats would see a bear and go, what the hell? It's a bear. I don't care.
Yeah, bear wins.
Bear wins. And
In a non-violent way. I'm gonna say I love the cat community.
yeah, you've just alienated every cat lover on the planet. Every cat lover on the planet now votes for Max Verstappen for the champion.
That's true. Hey,
You've done it now. You've done it. And Jim,
warm in here, isn't it?
it is, do you know what? I'm sweating, man. It's so hot in here. And Jim Doherty, it's being next to you. That's the trouble. You look cool. I never look cool. Aside from the money, the glamour, the travel, and the fame, why did you want to be a racing driver?
Exactly those things.
But apart
I
from
hate
that,
racing.
no, come on.
I mean, I'm all about the materialistic stuff. For me it was, in all honesty, like that stuff is now, especially as you're older, that's certainly a bonus. Like I love obviously having, getting paid for my job. Absolutely. It's great. But why I started racing and why I still race more than anything is proving the adrenaline of it all. That's the basics. I love the freedom I get with being in a car. You're like untouchable. No one can get to you whilst you're going at those speeds. So that's cool. And competing against the best in the world, like that's a privilege. Like to go up against literally the best guys in the world and to try and see what you're made of or prove to yourself something, or that's cool. I don't know, for me that's the best. So the competition I love, and testing myself.
So come on, this time next year, we're going to come back into your room and there'll be a DVD of Daniel Ricciardo, not Nico Rosberg.
Yeah, I'll be on the front cover.
Yeah, you'll be on the front cover and you'll be the champion. That can happen?
It can happen. It can happen.
It can happen.
Stranger things have.
That is very true, ladies and gentlemen. And what we'll do in part
TV
2...
series that as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Stranger Things. In part 2, we'll find out whether Red Bull have got what it takes to be at the sharp end of the field and at the top of the field come Melbourne, where this man has his home race and gets all the adulation out of the way for the first race, which must be quite nice.
It's hectic.
I
Melbourne is hectic. But it's fun. It's a cool city. I'm kind of too busy to go and see it all, but it's great. So we're going to head there pretty soon.
Okay.
Couple of weeks, isn't it?
It is a couple of weeks, 2 weeks today, 2 weeks tomorrow. It's qualifying and he could be on pole. You never know.
Hey, do it.
Part 2.
I don't know.
Do what? Do anything you want, but come back in a couple of minutes and we'll run down everyone's day and everyone's week here in testing and try and work out who are the fastest team. And welcome back to hashtag Ask Crofty, where it's got a little bit dark in the paddock and it's got a bit cold, but if you come from Sweden, no.
No, it's summer for us still, so t-shirt on.
We thought we'd better bring Marcus in, because if he smiles, then it means there's a bit more light to illuminate this last part of the show. But also, I want to ask you, where do you think Sauber are?
I think we are probably in the bottom half of the midfield, but we've also been running quite heavy. So yeah, the potential is there, but we still have some work to do.
Points in Melbourne?
I think points are on the table. I think we've seen the reliability is not the best on some of our competitors, and our car has been running really good all the tests without major issues. So I believe we have a good chance to score points.
See, I've done a pecking order. If we were racing today in Melbourne, I've done a pecking order. I've got you 9th. Is that unfair?
I think that's pretty accurate, but I think also that our car have quite a bit more potential that we haven't been able really to unlock yet. We've had some difficulties with getting the balance right, getting the grip between the front of the car and the rear of the car, that balance correct. So I think we have some ideas that already for Melbourne that we can hopefully bring there that can help us. So yeah, hopefully we can be a bit better than that 9th.
Absolutely. Marcus, we've already taken you past your hospitality unit. Go have meatballs or whatever you Swedes eat at this time of night. Good luck. You'll see Marcus in Melbourne. Renault. We've got to Renault. ERS issues. In terms of Renault engines, ERS issues throughout the tests. Need a fix for that, and it's kind of hampered their progress. No continuous race distance by the Works team, although I'm told they did do some high fuel runs on the last day, and they did look quite good. So where are Renault? I'll come back to them in a minute. Toro Rosso, of course, running the Renault engine. Caught up with James Key, who said that we wanted to do this week after losing a lot of mileage in the first test was to see if we could get the car in the window. And to be honest, it's kind of there and we're hanging on by the windowsill. But we think there's potential and we think there's pace. A few more issues on the chassis they need to sort out, but the aero parts worked really, really well. Williams. No Paddy Lowe at the test. We're expecting Paddy Lowe to be announced as Williams technical director very, very soon. It'd be impossible to think that he won't be in place before we go to Melbourne. So maybe we'll see Paddy Lowe back at Williams in time for the first Grand Prix of the season. They've had a really good second week. Solid, reliable, and quick over one lap as well. And they use the same engine for the entire testing program and their filming day as well. And they're quite proud of that one. Red Bull, are they sandbagging? Do they need a bit more improvement in the car? Expect an awful lot to come between now and Melbourne. And they've got a filming day here in between the end of the test and the first race. And people are expecting a few little bits to appear on the car for that filming day. Right, Foggy, here we are at McLaren and Honda, where it's dinner time, and I think sushi is off the menu. Maybe permanently, I don't know. It has been a horrible, horrible test for Honda and for McLaren. What's the issue? As far as I can glean, the issue is with the power unit, vibrations. So many vibrations, it's affecting the electrics. Things are popping off left, right, and centre. Along the straight, they're VMAXing halfway down the straight here, which basically means they reach the end of their acceleration and they're about 30 kilometres an hour down on the rest, and then they can't go any faster. It all plateaus. So they're down on power, they're down on drivability, they've got big vibrations in the engine. Apparently there were a few issues on the dyno that Honda didn't foresee and it didn't get sorted out in testing. And they've got a really tricky situation on their hands because when the engine's vibrating so much, you have to turn the power down because otherwise you keep having the electrical issues. But trying to fix the problem is not easy. You either redesign the engine, too late to do that, or you try and kind of wrap a load of gaffer tape around the engine to keep everything together. And that can't be done either. So they've kind of got the Formula 1 situation of, well, it's like trying to plug a colander when you're running water through it. You know, you can fix it a bit, but you're going to get wet come what may. And I don't know what's going to happen with McLaren and Honda, but I think next week is very, very key to their relationship going forward for the rest of the season. All is not well at all. Time is running out. And by the way, it takes 2 weeks, even if you've got a fix, to put these engines on the dyno and test them properly and make sure that they are reliable. And guess what? Qualifying for Melbourne is 2 weeks tomorrow. Time's run out. It really has. Mercedes say they had kind of an average test. That's not an official statement, just someone I spoke to. Said, no, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But we think we've got the pace. Ferrari definitely had the pace in terms of the timesheets. Kimi Räikkönen fastest. They were 1-2 on the timing sheets, but they were in 2016 and they were fastest in 2015 as well. And they went to Melbourne and they weren't the quickest team. So I have a pecking order, as asked by my producers, to try and come up with who is going to be the top 10 running order if we went to Melbourne tomorrow. Mercedes, probably sandbagging by about 0.6 of a second a lap, I reckon. Engines turned down, cars a bit overweight. I think they're still the fastest team. Ferrari, second fastest as it stands at the moment from Red Bull. But that might change when we come to Melbourne and Ferrari might slip behind Red Bull. Williams, best of the midfield pack, it's ever so tight. The gap between the first three in the midfield is probably less than a second and a half, but it's Williams from Toro Rosso from Force India who say they're not where they want to be, but Checo Perez was quite encouraged by what is to come. Then Renault and Haas, then Sauber, and then McLaren. McLaren go to Australia, and in all honesty, if they get 2 cars to the checkered flag and they manage to qualify within 107%, that might be a very good weekend for them indeed. But there's a grave danger they'll start using up all their engine allocation within the first few races because they're just not reliable and they keep going wrong. But that's how it stands after testing. 2 weeks' time, we'll be qualifying in Melbourne and the season will start for real, and we'll see you all down under as we head for what is going to be a really enthralling 2017 season, and sadly a season where John Surtees won't be watching from the grandstands or the BRDC clubhouse at Silverstone, and where Big John won't be parts of the paddock. And it's on that news that we finish our coverage of winter testing. John Surtees, who died today, aged 83. So many tributes that have been paid to him, so much has been said about him, and quite frankly, not enough could be said about him. But we'll leave the final word to a fellow Ferrari world champion, Kimi Räikkönen. It's such a sad day today. As one former Ferrari world champion, can you give us a few thoughts about John Surtees, a man I know you had a lot of affinity with, and a man you spent quite a great deal of time with at Goodwood, and had quite an exceptional weekend with that weekend?
Yeah, obviously a pleasure to meet him a few times, and I always get on well with him, and he's a very easygoing, and you can feel the passion what he had for racing all the time, and it's a very sad thing to happen, but that's unfortunate, it's part of the life, and even if it's not the nice thing, that's how it goes, and I'm sorry for the family, and obviously lost one great guy, and anytime when I met him, it was always a good laugh. So.
We use the word legend a lot. It's overused, but I think in John Surtees' case, he truly was a legend.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. There's nothing to take away from him, and what a great guy he was, and yeah, for sure a legend.